Like and subscribe. On the way in the door, people. Today, well, let me tell you what sparked today's video. Someone in my comments left a comment about the fact that they used to not like Kobe Bryant. And now, can't remember if they said he's now their favorite player, or at the very least, they now consider Kobe a great player. But they used to not like him. And it got me thinking, I think the title of this video is gonna be When Heroes Fall, or something to that effect. So when I read that comment, it reminded me that when Kobe first got on the scene, I also didn't like Kobe. But actually, let me start at the beginning. So if you follow this channel, you know that Michael Jordan is not only my favorite player, but I believe him to be the greatest of all time. And I honestly don't really think it's close between him and anybody else. But there was a time when I disliked Jordan. So originally, I was a hardcore Pistons fan. Isiah Thomas was my favorite player. I didn't like Jordan. When Jordan first came on the scene, I'm a young kid, and I'm thinking like, who does this guy think he is? Flying through the air, trying to derail my team, the bad boy Pistons. It's like, man, who does this guy think he is? And over the years of me watching him, probably took 3 or 4 years, he became my favorite player. And I began to see his greatness. Not that I couldn't see his greatness at the beginning, but the fact is he was threatening my Pistons, and he was the new kid on the block, so to speak. Anyway, what won me over about Jordan was the fact that you could see that there was no quit in this guy. It just didn't exist. He did not know how to quit. Always relentless, always at 100%, the most creative player we've ever seen on the basketball court. And I would argue the most athletic as well. Now, you can make a case for LeBron James being that as well. And I really don't have a problem with people who think LeBron may be the most athletic player we've seen. But anyway, yeah, so Jordan won me over just with that relentlessness. He became my favorite player. And then as, the 90s passed by and, they get their 6th championship, we know that the Bulls, this is the last year for the Chicago Bulls as we know it. And right at the end of Michael Jordan's Bulls career, this kid, Kobe Bryant, shows up. Trying to be like my favorite player now, Michael Jordan. And I was like, man, who the hell does this guy think he is? Who does he think he is? Trying to emulate the greatest. And I didn't like Kobe for several years, but guess what? Over the years, I began to see that same relentlessness, determination, and how serious he took the game of basketball. And while Kobe, I don't think Kobe's the GOAT, and he's not my favorite player, I have a lot of respect for Kobe Bryant, and I have him ranked higher than most people. I got to look at my list again, but I think I have Kobe ranked second or third. Anyway, I'm putting out a list, out a video with my top 5 in it, and an explanation of why I have players where they are. But anyway, so yeah, so Kobe Bryant won me over, and then comes this LeBron James guy, and once again, but the difference is with LeBron James. Let's be honest, he came in a lot more cocky than any other young player like that, calling himself the king. So on top of, the normal tendency to not like a player who you feel like is infringing upon your favorite player's territory, or at least trying to, I should say that. But he's also, not humble, extremely self-centered, and full of excuses. And as I watch him over the years, he is the first superstar of that caliber that did not win me over. Because the things I saw in Mike that won me over, that relentlessness, that feeling that this dude was willing to die on the court to win the game, the feeling that Kobe bought me that won me over, which was that same relentlessness. LeBron never possessed that. And that is why, to this day, he has not won me over. Because LeBron's path has been full of people making excuses for him. Now, I'm not going to talk about LeBron too long, but he's just kind of in the list of succession of things of the players that I'm talking about. But the point of this video is I think it's natural to not like a player that's infringing upon who you believe to be the greatest player's territory. I think that's almost a natural tendency. It's like, who does this guy think he is? But like I said, I feel like most of the time, those people eventually win you over. Before Isiah Thomas, I was actually a huge Larry Bird fan. When I was very young, me and my family lived in Boston. And I remember being in the car with my dad and pulling up beside Dennis Johnson one night. And, that was exciting. It's like a basketball star right there in the car next to us. So, yeah, I think it's a natural tendency, let me say this, because things are a little different today. Back in the day, people used to have more loyalty towards a team because your superstars you could count on to be there on that team. So if you were a Celtics fan, then you were obviously a Larry Bird fan, and they, were interchangeable. You equate Larry Bird with the Celtics. You equate Magic Johnson with the Lakers, Isiah Thomas with the Pistons, Michael Jordan with the Bulls, Kobe Bryant with the Lakers. LeBron James, I would argue that if he wasn't from Cleveland, he wouldn't have any real team that you would equate him with. But anyway, yeah, I think it's natural to feel a certain way when, especially if you're a diehard fan. If you're a diehard fan for a team, it's natural to feel a certain way when you feel that team is being threatened, when you feel that player, the best player on that team, is being threatened. I think that's a natural tendency. But like I said, I think most times when people, players' game speaks for themselves. And while this is not the subject of the video, this is yet another reason why I think LeBron James has a hard time gaining respect from people. It's like if you live through those days of loyalty to teams and players being loyal to teams and fans, because that's not the day and age we live in. We live in the day and age of players are loyal to no one but themselves. But anyway, that's all I got. Like I said, I think I'm going to call this video When Heroes Fall, because it's always tough to deal with when you feel someone is encroaching on your territory, so to speak. But anyway, like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, as always. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. All right.